The pocket watch, a father's gift. I hold this pocket watch in my trembling hand, feeling the cold metal warm slowly against my palm. It has been with me longer than any friend, any house, any piece of clothing. Its tick-tock is softer now, but still alive, like a heartbeat I never wanted to forget. I was 12 when my father gave me this watch. The morning he left, the sun was just rising behind our small wooden house. I remember standing by the gate, barefoot on the dewy grass. My mother held my shoulder so tight I could feel her fingers shaking. Father knelt down. He was tall, to me, then. He was taller than any tree I had ever climbed. He smelled of wood smoke and soap. His boots were worn, laces frayed at the ends. He looked at me, then reached into the pocket of his coat and pulled out this watch. I had seen it only once before, when I peeked into his drawer, trying to find a pencil for school. Back then, I wasn't allowed to touch it. It was his father's, he had said, and one day it would be mine. That day came too soon. He placed the cold, silver piece in my palm. The metal felt heavy for my small hand. He folded my fingers over it, pressing them shut. Then he said, "Listen to it when you miss me. When you hear it ticking, remember that every second, I am thinking of you. Take care of your mother. Be strong for her. Be strong for me." He hugged me tight, his stubble scratching my forehead. Then he stood, kissed my mother's cheek, and walked down the dusty road without looking back. For days, I didn't let the watch out of my sight. I would sit on the front steps at dusk, pressing it to my ear, listening to the steady tick. Tock. Tick. Tock. Some nights, when the wind rattled the old window frames and my mother's tears soaked her pillow, I lay awake, winding the watch gently. Its soft heartbeat calmed me more than any lullaby. Seasons changed. My hair grew longer, my feet bigger. I helped my mother fix fences, carry water from the well, gather firewood in the bitter winters. The watch stayed in my pocket every day. I wiped it clean every Sunday with a piece of old cloth my mother had once used to mend my shirt. Years passed like falling leaves. I learned to fix broken tools, to read by candlelight, to calm my mother when she sat by the window waiting for news that never came. Some boys in the village teased me, saying my father would never return. But I knew he would, because this watch kept ticking. And as long as it ticked, so did my hope. One winter night, a letter arrived. Smudged ink, dirt on the envelope. My mother clutched it to her chest before handing it to me. It said he was alive, and maybe, just maybe, he would come home when the snow melted. I sat by the fire, turning the watch over in my hands, feeling the smooth engraving on its back. It had no fancy design, just scratches, tiny dents, a small crack on the glass, but to me, it was the most beautiful thing I owned. When I turned 22, I was no longer a boy. My back was broad, my hands rough from work. I still carried the watch in my pocket every day, winding it each morning before the sun rose. People asked why I bothered with such an old thing when new clocks could be bought in town. I only smiled. They didn't know that in every tick lived my father's promise, my mother's hope, and my childhood waiting by the gate. Then, one spring morning, the door creaked open as the first bird sang. I heard footsteps slow and heavy on the porch. When I looked up, there he was, my father, older than I had dreamed him, thinner, with deep lines carved into his face. His coat hung loose on his shoulders, and his boots looked too big for his tired feet. He smiled the same smile he had when he knelt by the gate 10 years before. He didn't say much. He didn't have to. I ran to him, felt his arms wrap around me, strong yet fragile. I felt the watch in my pocket ticking wildly, like it, too, knew he had come home. Now, many more decades have passed. My hair is as white as the winter fields. My hands tremble when I wind the watch each Sunday morning. I sit by my window, rocking gently in my old chair. Sometimes, my granddaughter asks me why I still carry that broken old thing. I smile and place it in her tiny hand. She giggles when she hears it tick. I tell her, this watch carried my father's love when I needed it most. One day, when I am gone, maybe it will carry mine for you. At night, when the house is silent except for the creaks of wood and distant night sounds, I lie awake with the watch on my chest. Its ticking keeps me company, reminds me that time is not just numbers or hands on a dial. Time is promises, kept and broken. It is waiting at the gate. It is a boy's hope and a father's return. It is my story, and when I am gone, maybe the ticking will whisper it to someone new. So, tonight, I wind it once more. I press it to my ear, close my eyes, and listen. Tick. Tock. Tick. Tock. And somewhere, I believe my father hears it too.